Hello, how is everyone? Have you all got over the snow at the weekend? Although, I do think it's not been quite as cold since it disappeared, but that's what happens, isn't it? It's freezing before, and then it disappears. It's freezing before it snows, and then when the snow goes away, it takes a wee bit of the nip out there, doesn't it? So I was laughing on the Sunday. We had snow on Saturday. It never started till about 7 o'clock in the morning Saturday, and then Saturday night I couldn't really sleep very well because there was really high winds, and the rain was awful. The rain was pelting it down. And then when I woke up on Sunday, there was not a spot of snow, not a single bit of ice, which I'm glad about. There was nothing about, and I said to my son, see if you had a hangover on the Saturday, or if you just slept all day Saturday because you weren't feeling well or whatever, or you just kept your curtains shut all day, and then you woke up on Sunday, looked out the window, you wouldn't even have known it had been snowing. Anyway, that's my wee bit of trivia for the week. That's how intelligent it's probably this episode's probably going to get. But hey ho, it's me. It's blonde. And my new excuse, right? So you obviously always hear I'm blonde and that I'm menopausal. But my new excuse is also, what do you call it? I'm severely anemic. I've been using that one as well. If I can find an excuse for how daft I am, I'll use it. So I've been really tired and everything else. I mean, I look horrendous. If I don't put the war paint on now, I look horrendous. We've got the black eyes, like the big dark eyes. The face is white as a ghost. The lips are almost white. Because there's not a lot working on the inside, so it affects the outside, doesn't it? But anyway, so yeah, I've got 3 excuses now: blonde, menopausal, and anemic. I do sometimes still come out with it's baby brain, but I can't really use that one as much because one's 25 and the other one's going to be 18 next month. I don't know how much longer I can use that, but in my opinion, we should be allowed to use it forever. For the minute you conceive until the end of time, I'll be using its baby brain. It's not my fault if it didn't rectify itself, and you cannot prove otherwise. So there you go. How's the Christmas shopping going? I've not really bought anything the last wee while. A couple of things came the other day, but they were ordered like a week before. I've got bits and pieces, but I don't have any main presents. They're getting bought next week, and I don't have, I've got a couple of stocking fillers. I still need to buy like the selection boxes and the wrapping paper and the whatever. But I hope my mum doesn't hear this, because I'm going to tell you the secret, right? So I don't know, I think I told you, I might have told you, I might not have told you, I bought myself a couple of pair of boots because they were in the sale, and I grabbed a pair for my mum. Well, it turns out she's also bought me the boots. So they come in 3 different colours, and I bought myself the 3 different colours because they were such an amazing price. I just bought her the one colour because it's not really something that she wears boots, but not necessarily these kind. So I had a pair on the other day, and she went, "When'd you get them?" I says, "I bought myself them the other week because they were in a sale." So I just ended up, because they were that cheap, I just bought myself the 3 colours. Oh well, I might as well tell you, I've bought you a pair of them for your Christmas. Cheers, Helen. Cheers for that. I says, alright. I says, that's fine. I says, I'll just have 2 pair of the one colour then. Like, it makes no odds to me, Helen. You just put them away for another year, don't you? Because I'm at an age when my feet don't grow. So it's not as if I'm going to grow out of them. And unless anybody's planning on bumping me off between now and when I start to use these, they'll get used. Calm it, Janet. Just calm down. So she's bought me the same gift as I've bought her, but we've both bought each other different colours, but she doesn't know that I've bought her that. So she can't listen to this podcast or she'll find out. So what I'm thinking is I'm either going to still give her them or donate them and buy her something else. Don't know. I might donate them because there's a lot of charities just now looking for Christmas gifts, aren't they? And they would be good for a teenager. So I might do that and just buy her something else. I don't know. Can't I decide? Somebody help me out with suggestions. What do I do? Like, if I get a chance, I'll make a decision. If I don't get a chance, then she'll take what she gets and suck it up. Suck it up, buttercup. So, talking about taking chances, I am this week going to talk about scams. Now, I've not been caught up in any scams. That's not the reason why I'm talking about it. The reason why I'm talking about it is this time of year, there's always scams going about anyway, but this time of year, they seem to be a bit heightened, don't they? Scams and break-ins and things like that. And the reason I'm kind of talking about it is because I made a joke yesterday on TikTok Live, I think it was. Now, I've got 2 bags full of Christmas presents. Now, none of it's expensive stuff in it. It's mainly stocking fillers and things, and maybe a couple of hoodies or whatever, but nothing's expensive in it because I'm always skint. But I said on the TikTok Live, see the bags behind me, just don't know them, that's Christmas presents. But then it made me think, what if somebody was watching and knows where I stay and thinks, I wonder what's in the bags, and breaks in? I mean, good luck to them. Because one, I'm always in my house, and if you want me to go psycho, I'll go psycho. I'm female and I'm menopausal and I've got kids and whatever, so crack on. But what was I going to say? Also, if you want to break into my house, good luck trying to find anything worth taking, because again, I'm skint. If you break into my house, can you leave me a wee donation, please? Anyway, so that's kind of why it wasn't until after I said it I thought, that's not really the right thing to say. It's like when you go on holiday and they always say, don't put your holiday snaps up until you can back your holidays, just so that people that might be lurking or might be looking don't know that your house is empty. Yeah, it's kind of food for thought, isn't it? So I have seen recently a few people on social media obviously talking about scams. I would advise that you sign up to your kind of local council and also your local police department. Sorry, something's banging on my leg. Nothing exciting. Calm down. That's not happened yet. Yeah, I would also advise you to sign up to your local council, your local police as well, because they'll always tell you about any new scams first that are going about, because they'll hear about them first. Obviously, people are going to contact the police contact the council to put an awareness out and blah blah blah. But at this time of year, you're going to get a lot more pickpocketers. You're going to get people that are going to chance their luck and grab and snatch a bag or whatever else, or your phone out your hand. Now, I literally just watched a video before I came on live of a girl that lives in England. I say a girl, she's younger than me, but she's an adult. I think she's in her 30s. And she was out with her son. I think she just picked her son up for school, and this gang of boys were trying to take her mobile phone off her. Now, she is very much Scottish, and most Scots will not give their phone away without a fight. So she says, go try take my phone, I dare you. And obviously scared them off because they were younger and they're like, not messing with her type thing. But it just goes to show that they don't care, and they don't care who you are or who you're with. A lot of them won't even care if they hurt you, or worse. So you've got the ones that are going to try and take your phone, try and take your purse, try and skim your card, try and take your card. Maybe if you're at the cash line and you're lifting cash, just be aware of who's round about, not just because of your PIN number, but also in case they grab your money before you. Also, when you're at the cash line, make sure that everything's intact with the cash line, because obviously we know that they can put devices in the cash line to get your PIN number and all your card details, and then they just clone your card, don't they? What else? You've got obviously the phone scams. They'll phone up and they'll say, I'm from wherever, your bank, for example, and there's a problem with your bank account. Can we go over? And they'll ask you for possibly bank personal information, so your name, your address, date of birth. I'm just surmising these are your most personal details that will be asked most times, so that these are the ones they're going to ask you for. Your bank account number and your sort code, potentially your loan card number, things like that. Don't ever give them over the phone if somebody phones you. If you phone them and they ask, yeah, that's fine, but not if they phone you, because if they phone you, then they need to prove who they are as well. So if somebody phones you and says they're from the bank and they ask you for any of these details, just make an excuse up. You could say, I'm just in a meeting, I'm just going into the doctor's, I'm just going into work, anything at all. Hang up. I personally would maybe say turn your phone off and turn it back on, or phone from a different phone. Guess who forgot to put her phone on silent? And just in case they're still on the line, because I have heard of times when you hang up and they're still on the other end. And I don't know if that happens with mobiles as much, because I think if you hang up, it hangs up anyway. But just in case, and just for a bit of extra safety, I would maybe turn your phone off and turn it back on if it's a mobile. If it's a house phone, definitely don't hang up and then phone, because they can be on the other line. They can still be on the line, sorry. And then, whether it be you phone from your phone, from another phone your bank and just confirm. If you get a text from your bank or an email, again, phone to confirm. Don't ever click on any links to say that there's a problem with your bank account or whatever it's saying. You've also got the ones where they are saying that they are delivery companies, or like Royal Mail. Now, I know there's people that listen to this from different countries, so obviously your version of Royal Mail, your postman, whatever it may be, your delivery, your couriers, a lot of them are emailing or texting as well and saying that, oh, there's an outstanding charge on your delivery, or they might be saying you need to confirm something before they can deliver. Again, don't do it. If you want to clarify, you could maybe phone the company and ask, or email them, or contact whoever you bought the product from and they can contact the company for you. Don't ever give any personal details, and 100% don't click on any links, regardless of how good they look, how authentic they look. They may not be. I would clarify before you do anything. But then when it comes to the courier side of it, you've also got the ones where you've maybe done like a private sale on like Marketplace or something like that, and they're saying, oh, we need to get the money from you before we go and pick up, or they're saying whatever they're saying. Again, this is all scams. This is so that you hand over your hard-earned cash and then they do a runner with it. Obviously last week we touched on the buying of the Christmas presents, and I was talking about potentially buying second hand, pre-loved, recycled, however you want to describe it, items for Christmas. And again, we were kind of talking about just be careful, and I'm going to reiterate it, and I still agree with buying the whole second hand and everything else if you can, especially if you can't afford to buy brand new. And a lot of these things may be almost new, they might not even have been used. Sometimes you'll get things and they're still in the box and the box has never been opened, or maybe the tags are still on them. But again, you want, regardless of whether you're handing over 50 pence or £500, whatever the price is, you're handing over your money, so you want to make sure that you're getting something that works, something that is real, something that is as described. So always kind of do your due diligence, do your research, do whatever you have to do. So like I said last week, you could get them, if they're sending it up, you could get a video call or whatever else, or if you know somebody that lives closer, you can maybe ask them to go and check or go and get it for you. If you're going to pick it up, if it's electrical, obviously you want to see it working before you take it away. You want to make sure you've got all the right bits before you take it away. Don't pay by friends and family on PayPal if you're going to buy something online. If you're going to pay for it online, always pay, if you're paying PayPal, always pay for goods, because then you've got a bit of safety. If it's not what they said, or if it doesn't turn up, or it's broke, whatever it may be, then you can get your money back. But if you pay it by friends and family through PayPal, you won't get your money back, because that's basically you saying, oh, this is my friend and I'm just giving them some money, almost like a gift, rather than you're buying something. And you'll never win that fight with PayPal, as far as I'm aware. When it comes to bank transfers, it's a bit of a nifty one. It depends how the bank looks at it, and it depends how much research you've done and how much evidence you've got, whether you get the money back or not. Paying by card, yeah, you've got a bit more security than paying by bank transfer. So just be very careful, because this time of year, most of us are spending out money that we don't necessarily have to spare, but we try our best because we want our kids to be happy. We want anybody around about us to be happy, and whether you're spending, like I said, £50 pence or £500 is irrelevant. It's your money, and you need to get what you need to get with it. You need to make sure you're getting what you're being told you're getting, what's being advertised. And again, even if a box looks as if it's, in inverted commas, sealed and never been opened, that's not necessarily the case, because they may have machinery or whatever else to make it look that way. So you could maybe open the box beforehand, or ask them to open the box beforehand, because you want to be 100% secure. And I don't want, obviously we don't want to tar everybody with the same brush who's selling things online, or obviously if it's a well-known company that we see day in, day out, and you're going into their shop or you're going on their website, that's fair enough. Like, you can obviously trust them a bit more, but just remember there's lots of companies that go into liquidation, which means that even if you did buy something, your contract with them is then null and void. Your guarantee with them has gone out the window. So you just want to be very careful and check everything as soon as possible. Then you've got, obviously, Christmas nights out. And I get what happens on a Christmas night out stays on a Christmas night out, especially when it comes to things like karaoke. For me anyway, I don't want to remember that one the next day. By the way, I don't want anybody saying that I cannot sing when I do karaoke next month, okay? I am fantastic. You would be, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Simon Cowell would be lucky to have me on his books. Probably not. I will say I'm probably better than the Cheeky Girls. I mean, that doesn't give much scope, does it? Some people might say I'm bloody fantastic. Other people might say I'm bloody rubbish. Do I care? No. Am I still going to sing? Aye. Because my boys tell me to shut up every day. And do I? No. Because I like to sing. Listen, it's a wee bit of fun, a wee bit of entertainment, you know. It's Christmas. Be happy. Be happy for me, I'm getting to sing. Just don't tell my son. But yeah, so Christmas nights out. Now, nearly nearly battered my son after his last Christmas night out. Was it his last one? Was it the one before? No, it was his last one, because he thought it was a good idea to walk home from the city centre while it was snowing with no jacket on. Absolutely steaming. And I did not find that very amusing. So he got a lecture the next day, fully hungover, fully lectured, got a lecture from me, got a lecture from his gran, and now every time he goes out he gets a lecture, just to remind him, do not be walking home. And so I think he maybe regret that one. But it's not just about the how to get home. Again, scams, people cloning your cards on nights out because they think you're so drunk you don't know. People stealing your cards, people stealing your money, people stealing maybe your car key out your bag or your house keys out your bag. Like, just have your wits about you. But then you've got the next level of it as well on a Christmas night out or any night out, is drinks getting spiked, and that seems to be becoming a thing more and more over the last couple of years again. I remember getting a lecture when I was 16, 17, 18, something like that, and every time I went on a night out, my mum and dad would always be like, don't leave your drinks lying about, and if you go to the toilet and you leave your drink, you don't ever drink that drink after it. And I've always stuck by that, and I always say it to my boys, but obviously boys don't listen, they think they know better. My youngest doesn't drink yet, he doesn't go on nights out. I mean, he hardly leaves the house, but that's by the by. But my oldest, sorry, that's me putting my zip up on my, what do you call that, my jumper. I done it to shoulder. So yeah, but have your wits about you in more ways than one. I'm not saying not have a good time. Obviously, you're going to have a good time. Enjoy yourself. That's what nights out are about. But also, be aware of who's round about. I would always say, do everything in at least twos. So, go to the toilet in pairs. Go in a taxi with at least two of you in the taxi. Don't walk anywhere alone at night. And this isn't just the females, this is the males as well, because what can happen to a female can also happen to a male. But then again, we just spoke about like cards getting cloned, money getting taken, keys getting taken, drinks getting spiked. There's also the point of the taxis. So again, especially at this time of year, because they know there's so many nights out, so many work nights out and things like that. Now, I used to work for a taxi firm, so I know this 100%. You get people who they clone or they make, you get the taxi badges on the back of the taxis, and they're on the windows and everything now, I think, as well, don't they? The number, and it tells you what council that taxi's been registered under. Always look for that on your taxi, because you get so many fake taxis now. There is people that, especially at this time of year, and then you get them especially Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights as well. There's governing bodies that go around and they check all the taxis that are in wherever the busiest areas and things like that, and they check all their documents, make sure everything's secure. But they're obviously not going to catch every single person. So you're going to, there's potentially what looks like a taxi. You go up and you say, taxi for Smith, and they say, yeah, that's right, and you come, where are you going? And because you've got a drink in you, you don't think, well, they should already know where I'm going because I've phoned and told you. So you tell them, they take you. Do they take you home? Do they not take you home? Now, you might get one that's just chancing a lot to try and get money. They might take you home and everything's hunky-dory. But then you might get one who actually has a more sinister idea. And that's not just fake taxis, that can also be real taxi drivers as well. They can have sinister ideas, they can chance their luck, whatever. I remember, here's one of Aileen's embarrassing stories. I was out for a night out and my mental health wasn't great, well, let's just say that. And I got very drunk and whatever else. My mum abandoned me. Getting the violins out. No, she did actually abandon me. She went home, she buggered off and left me at this party. and I had to find one way home, so I got a taxi. Apparently I picked a friend up on the way, which I don't remember the friend getting in the taxi. Then woke up the next day. Don't remember nothing. I was naked. I couldn't find my house keys, couldn't find nothing. There was no money left in my purse, there was nothing. I still maintain to this day that my drink was spiked that night, because I was acting very, very out of character, and I still don't necessarily remember anything from the actual night. I remember being in the house. I don't remember much else. I don't remember getting in the taxi, and it 100% isn't just a drink, because not that I was a heavy drinker at that time, but I could handle my drink, if you want to put it like that, and I didn't drink over or more than what I would normally drink. Probably drank less, to be fair. I just remember nothing. And then I was talking to a friend on the Monday or the Tuesday, and it turned out it was her friend who'd picked me up in the taxi. So he told her bits and pieces that had happened from when I got in the taxi to when I got out, and about how this apparent friend had went in and took all my money out of my purse and whatever else. And yeah, so sometimes you can't even trust friends. He obviously knew the taxi driver, obviously knew that I was friends with his friend, because he had dropped me off. No, he hadn't dropped me off, he had dropped her off at mine before and picked her up from mine to take her home, which was why he was able to tell her what had happened. But he didn't know me, I didn't know him, so I had no clue who he was. So in a sense he kind of looked out for me in a way, but didn't at the same time. He didn't do anything wrong from what I'm led to believe, but again, I couldn't tell you, don't know. And I've never really drank since then. There's lots of people out there that they put on a persona that you can trust them. They know how to reel you in. They know how to get you to trust them, earn your trust, and then boom, they do something. Now, I'm not saying don't trust anybody, not at all. But at this time of year, be on your guard. That's the most important thing, is be on your guard, because if something was to happen, everything's happened to me in my past, which I'm not going to go into today, because that's not what this podcast episode is about. Maybe go into it another day, don't know, maybe not, don't know. We'll find out as we go along. Listen, we're all on a journey together with this podcast. Half the time I don't even know what I'm talking about when I first came on, and then I just and it all comes out. So what was I saying? See, brain fog, anemic, blonde, baby brain, they all contribute to, I don't know what I was talking about a minute ago. Yeah, we're not saying don't trust anybody or whatever else, but just be on your guard. There's a lot of people out there that are out for their own gain. They'll get you to, they'll earn your trust, and then they'll take what they originally came for, if that makes sense. And it's normally without you realising. It's quite sad that people live their life like that and they don't have any remorse. But there's good and there's bad everywhere, and it's just, as long as you can be a good person, you can't control how others behave. You've got, I mean, I know a lot of people say, oh, look out for the elderly, because the elderly don't know how to deal with online. There's still a lot of young people that don't know how to deal with things online either. There's a lot of young people that are very vulnerable. So I wouldn't particularly say look out for one age group in particular. I would say everybody look out for each other. Everybody, when you find out a new bit of information that you need to be aware of, share it with everybody else that you care about. Share it with people you don't care about. Like, just make sure that information is getting spread so that there isn't anything sinister going on. You don't want to wake up one day and you get a phone call from, say, your wee granny down the street, or your cousin or your auntie or your uncle or your brother or sister or whoever it might be, saying, oh my god, this has just happened to me, and then you go, oh, I heard about that weeks ago. But as well, like, scams can affect people in all different ways, and it can, depending on the scam, they lose their confidence. This is the person that's been scammed. They lose their confidence. They might be scared to go out. They might be scared to use online banking again or use a bank card again. They might only want to carry cash, but then carrying cash is another issue, isn't it? Because what happens if all your cash gets stolen, or you go somewhere, and a lot of places nowadays is only pay by card. It's like when you get broken into, if your house gets broken into, a lot of people feel unsafe. So all these scams, things that might happen to you on Christmas nights out or any night out, because you're not just talking about scams, you can be talking about a lot things more sinister, a lot more sinister. I don't really want to kind of say in case it triggers anybody, but then that can affect somebody's mental health, and if you don't notice that their mental health's declining, it's going to carry on declining. If they don't ask for help, it's going to carry on declining until such times where something, again, more sinister may happen to them. And you don't want that happening. You don't want anybody affecting somebody's life to an extent that they don't want to be here anymore. And that's the reality of it. You also don't want somebody taking somebody's life either. I genuinely believe that, obviously I'm just going to use this as an example, like say trolling and bullying. I've said it to you before, I'm sure. I genuinely believe that anybody that has participated in any act that causes somebody to take their own life, they should be imprisoned and charged with manslaughter or something similar, or bring in a new charge for it, because that person may still be here if you hadn't done whatever you done. That's my own personal opinion. It's not something that I've been taught to say. It's my own personal opinion. Some people will agree with me, some people won't, but I genuinely believe anybody that does anything to another person that affects them to an extent where they take their own life or attempt to take their own life, then they should be charged. But it's the same as, but it can be so hard to catch scammers because they're so clever. But how can you catch the wee guy down the road doing something that you wouldn't even think about, but you can't catch a scammer? And you tell us that everything's online and blah 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 and everything can be traced. Well, if everything can be traced, how can you not, there should be some kind of alert out there where you know that something, like the government know, here we go, right, I think I should be Inspector Gadget, or his wee niece. Who remembers him? Inspector Gadget. My ex used to just roll his eyes and shake his head at me when I used to say that to him. He was in the army and he'd be like, oh, Bunny, you shut up. And I'm like, no, I want to be Inspector Gadget and get my roller boots on. I'm going to fix the world. I genuinely think get Inspector Gadget on the case, and he will somehow miraculously, it's easy for me to say, he'll come up with a plan. Think if they brought Inspector Gadget back in 2024, he'd be like clued up on the whole internet thing. I mean, he was ahead in his times. He had a helicopter come out his hat. I mean, I know it wasn't a helicopter, it was a propeller, but you know what I mean? He could fly. He could press a button and things would pop out and pop up. But no, in all seriousness, I might start talking about Inspector Gadget again in a minute, but let's just get serious. Let's kind of wrap this wee bit up. But please be careful, whether you're on a night out, whether you're getting in a taxi, whether you are Christmas shopping in a shop, online, in a shopping centre, at a market, wherever it may be, please be careful. If you are expecting a parcel and you get a text or an email saying, oh, your parcel's here but you need to pay, don't pay. Don't pay, won't pay, because it is a scam. If you owed money for anything like that, they would put a wee note through your door. They wouldn't email you from a dodgy email or phone you from a mobile number. Text you from a mobile number and say, do you want to give me 25 pence for your stamp? Who remembers when stamps were 25 pence? I remember when a second class stamp was, I think, 19 pence. Was that a first class? Can't remember. Anyway, they're not that price anymore, are they? There you go, Royal Mail are the scammers. I'm joking. Don't come for me. I was only kidding on, I promise. But can you put your stamps back to 19 pence, please? Because I've got a letter to post tomorrow and I've not got a stamp for it yet. Yeah. Just be careful, and I think this time of year we just need to keep reiterating these kind of things of what to look for, what to watch for, what to do, what not to do, what to wear, what not to, not what to wear and what not to wear. I don't mean it like that, but as in, don't wear a short skirt, wear a long skirt. I don't mean it, but if you're going out, don't do what my son done and walk home in the rain with a t-shirt on and no jacket, not the rain, the snow, because hypothermia and all that, us mothers worry. We worry ourselves sick, and my son nearly never lived to tell the tale, and that wasn't because of hypothermia, that was because I was got to do him in. Scottish mothers are something else. I'll just say that. Let's not incriminate ourselves. Honest your honour, I'm innocent. He walked home without a jacket on. That's Scottish for he walked home without a jacket on, your honour. For anybody that's not quite clued up on the Scottish slang, you know. So, Inspector Gadget. Who thinks I'd be a good inspector? I think I'd be amazing, by the way. Because me and, well, not me. Kinda me. My best friend, Danielle, who lives in Turkey. She lives in Chickenland. Turkeyland. She lives in Turkey. She renamed me about, when was it? I think it was 2013. Yes. She renamed me CSI Glasgow. CSI Glasgow. Glasgow is Glasgow. She named me CSI Glasgow because I find out everything. See, if you don't want me to find something out, if you don't want me to find something out, I will find it. To my ex-partner's disbelief. And then he didn't believe how much I would find out, and I found out a very, 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 very much. Actually, not just one ex-partner. I'm not very good with picking partners, let's just say that. So, I found something out, finished it, that was fine. He came, then we started talking again as friends a couple of years later because he was he was very scared, he was terrified. Then when he did contact me again to say sorry, 2.5 years later, by the way, because that's how scared he was, he says, I didn't know if you were going to come up and cuddle me, if you were going to give me a boot in the balls. That's a kick to the testicles for anybody that doesn't speak Scottish. And I said, well, to be honest with you, I didn't know what I was going to do either. End of story. Not end of story. So then he would say things to me, and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, stop the bus, because blah blah blah. And I would rectify him, and what he was saying was wrong. And he'd go, oh my God, you've got a memory like an elephant, you remember everything. I says, and you better remember that. Stop lying to me. Look what happened to you the last time. You were feared for your life. Good Lord. So yes, I should be. I've always said, well, I've not always said, I've said for a long time, but I think I'd be quite good in like MI5 or the SAS or something like that. I think that would be dead exciting. MI5, what one of they're the ones that nobody's allowed to know your job. That's the job I want to do. See, the Secret Service, that's the word I'm looking for. I want to be in the Secret Service, but I want to do it Inspector Gadget style. I want my helicopter in my hat, and I want other things that help as well. Saying nothing. I want to be Secret Service Inspector Gadget style. Who's making it happen for me? Volunteers. If you can get me signed up, rolled up, dressed up, whatever up, just don't wrap me up in a body bag. Don't kill me, please. Don't scam me. Listen, I'm clued up in the scams. You can't scam me. You can't scam me because I'm a gingerbread man. Run, run as fast as you can. We could make that a wee song, couldn't we? We could make it a wee jingle. Who's want to sing with me? Right, here we go. Run, run as fast as you can. Run away from the scamming man. There you go. A wee earworm for you. I want to hear everybody singing that on TikTok now. Ta-da! I've not got my wee button yet. Maybe I should ask Santa for one of them, so that every time Aileen does something a bit unique, we say unique's the right word, isn't it? A wee bit unique, and we'll go ta-da! But it needs to be a very long one so that it's accelerated, that's not the word I was looking for. Highlighted, is that the word? I don't know, somewhere between accelerated and highlighted is the word I'm looking for. Aileen's in a blonde phase. She's wanting to do in all the scammers. She wants to become Inspector Gadget, but she also wants to be in the Secret Service so that nobody knows it was her. Gonna have to get translations for you when I'm starting talking in Aileen mode. Anyway, so I've got something that I'm going to be telling you soon, but I thought I might be telling you today, but I'm not telling you today because I heard a noise. I don't like when I hear noises. What was that? Yeah, I've got a little something to be sharing with you. Well, I say me and Danielle, I've got a wee something to be sharing with you. So if any of you might think you know what I'm going to say, you might know, you might not know. But I did think I was going to say it today, but she comes back. She's coming back this weekend, I think, for a week. So if we can hijack her one day, I'll just tell her I'm going to make her dinner. Tell Danielle she's getting fed and she'll be there in a minute. I'll tell her to come for her dinner, get her on the podcast, and then we might be able to tell you a wee something, a wee secret. But there was a reason why I was saying that to you there. Danielle will tell you how blonde I am. She'll also tell you how I can find out your deepest, darkest secrets, and I should be in the Secret Service, but in the style of Inspector Gadget. Listen, I suit a long trench coat. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I don't really suit hats though, that's the only problem. I kind of suit a hat when my hair's down, but not when my hair's up. And realistically, if you want to go and fight with the bad guys, you need to put your hair up, don't you? And also, if I want to go and fight the bad guys, I need to get Jackie Chan involved to teach me, or Mr. Miyagi, to teach me a few moves, and I also need to lose about 5 stone. That's what I was going to tell you. Right. I've remembered. Sorry, I got excited there. So I was thinking about being Mr. Miyagi and teaching me a bit of Kung Fu Panda and all that. So, me and Danielle were talking about were we secret, and then we started talking about, I don't know much I can tell you because, I mean, I don't think they listen to this, but just in case. Anyway, we were talking about two people that are from Glasgow who also do a podcast. I don't want to give away the name of the podcast because then someone might tell them I was talking about them. So I said that one of the men is my future husband. Dear future husband. Who sang that? What's her name? Her with the blonde hair. Megan Trainor. So I said, so now every time she says it and I'm like, oh, see my future husband? And she's like, going to you shut up. The thing is, I don't even ever want to get married. But I'm manifesting it. I'm not manifesting getting married. I'm manifesting him being my, whatever you want to call him, my wee floozy. I get myself into so much trouble. I swear to God, like, I open my mouth and my brain just goes and things come out and then I go, holy moly, why did I just say that? Anyhow, should we get Danielle on the phone and see if she answers? Hold up, wait, let's see, right, wait, I'll see if she answers, right? Oh God, I don't think she will. Sorry, I went silent there because I was reading a message. Right, wait a minute. Right, Danielle, and let's see if she rings. I hope you can hear this. Oh, she's not going to answer, is she? Because she knows. Yo, right, I'm recording the podcast and you're up at the microphone. So, I was just saying that we've got a wee secret, but don't tell the secret. But do you want to come on the podcast next week and we can tell our secret? I'll make you dinner.
You're funny, aren't you?
You're saying that. I think people are going to listen to this. I'm putting this in the podcast. So, you and me.
What day?
Any day. It doesn't matter.
I need to look at the schedule. I'm on a tight schedule next weekend, you know that.
I said that if I offered you food, you would come.
I think you're getting me mixed up with your fat pal.
Right, listen to this. So, right, here's something. What's my nickname?
Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
CSI.
Aye, oh, that man, right, okay, aye.
Right, so what is it? Just say it.
Aye, CSI.
CSI Glasgow. Right, so I was just talking about, by the way, you're up at the mic, so they're listening to you. So, oh shit, sorry, I didn't mean to swear. I just hit the mic with my phone. I'm talking about how I want to be in the Secret Service, but what's his name? Inspector Gadget style.
Oh my days, like seriously.
Aye.
Now everybody hear what I put up with on a daily basis.
There you go. See, she's admitting it. She loves it. She loves it, really. Right, you have a think about those and I'm going to finish this podcast because I've only got about 10 minutes left to record and I'll phone you back.
Okay.
Right, love you, bye-bye. Right, so that's what my pal thinks of me. How nice. So loving and caring that she's like, oh my God, that's what everybody knows what I need to put up with every day. Sick of it. Sick of the way people treat me. It's all fun. So, has anybody got any nights out planned? My wee cousin's getting married next weekend, but I'm not going because my youngest doesn't cope in that environment. So I ain't going. And then my oldest, he's got his witch night out the week after. I'm not doing any nights out because I don't like being out in the cold. I don't mind sitting in the house with my heating up a full blast. But I ain't kicking about. I'm not 18 anymore. I'm not jumping about the town with a wee tiny dress on and a wee pair of strappy sandals and it's -25 and you're roasting because you've been drinking too much vodka. That's not for me anymore. I'm in my next life time. I'm in my getting ready for old age prime until I meet my future husband. I mean, maybe somebody should send this to him. Yous can't send it to him because I'm not telling you who it is. Yous might find out if Danielle slips up like she does with everything else. She gives away all my secrets. I swear to God, can't have any secrets with her. She tells everybody everything. I'm joking. So, what am I doing for the next week? The next week, well, my son's still not well. He's been unwell for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's getting to the point where it's the doctors having to write to different departments to find out what happens next. I'm also trying to get him ready for applying for college, so we're going to be looking up more college courses in the next. We looked up some last week, or at the weekend I think it was. So we've got a few college courses at one college to look at, and then we've got 2 more colleges we want to look at and see if they've got any courses, but theirs weren't online yet. So these are for August next year, but they need to apply January, I think. So we need to start getting all that ready, and then also getting them prepared for prelims in January. If you're in a different part of the world and you don't know what prelims are, they are your sort of mock exams. So your exams that you do a few months before your actual exams, and it gives you, if you get a better grade in them than what you get in your actual exams, you can kind of appeal it and kind of fall back on it, I think. Or that's what used to happen, but things change, don't they? I think my wee cousin might be coming to visit tomorrow. What else am I doing? My dad goes to Australia tomorrow. Alright for some. I need to write lists of what I still need to get for Christmas. And I'm also doing my lists of things I want to finish by the end of the year. And I'm also, so over the weekend I am going to be setting out dates for recording the 2 weeks worth of podcasts that are going to be out over Christmas and New Year. So if anybody does want to jump on and get involved in that, send me a message. There's going to be different things, so some will still be about mental health, some will be about how to deal with family members that you maybe necessarily wouldn't want to spend time with. I know that one very well. There's going to be karaoke. There may be a wee bit of something for over 18s. Not sexual, not anything like that. Not anything that you would see on any kind of dodgy websites. I don't mean that. Oh, dig. Where's my spade? Anyway, I'll update you on that one a wee bit near the time, because I've got an idea in my head, but it's making it reality. It's going to be a bit trickier maybe. I'm thinking about potentially doing a wee quiz night, see if we can get some wee giveaways to do, and I've got a guest coming on. This is exciting. So I'm not going to tell you who it is just now, because I'm phoning her on Monday night and we're going to arrange when she's coming on, when we're recording together. So it could be next week, it could be the following week, it could be season 2, I don't know, it just depends when she's got time. This person is very funny. She does a lot of comedic stuff online. She does a lot of roleplay characters. I think a lot of you might know her. I do think a lot of people will know her because she's very well known online. And so yeah, that's exciting. Doing that on Monday, phone her on Monday, and then we'll arrange a date. So depending whether she's got time before Christmas or whether it'll be after Christmas, we'll get her booked in. I am also looking for people that would like to jump on in season 2. Season 2 starts in January, the second Wednesday in January. So if you've got a story to tell, or you want me to tell a story, or you want to come on, you might have a business you want to talk about, you might have your own kind of experience with mental health, maybe you work in mental health. It can be anything. It doesn't need to be about mental health. It can be about everyday life. It can be funny. It can be a bit more darker, if that makes sense. It's choosing your words carefully because I don't like to offend anybody. But yeah, anything at all, then send us a message on any social media. So we've got added to the list now. So we've got X, which used to be Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon now, and we also have Blue Sky. So apparently blue butterflies are the new bluebird. Have you heard about this? I'm not very clued up with the whole online thing, right? I know what I need to know and what I don't know. If I need to know, I'll find it out, and if I don't need to know, I just ignore it. So I heard about Blue Sky, and it's the guy that originally owned Twitter who sold it to Elon Musk. He's now started up a new social media site called Blue Sky, and it's a blue butterfly instead of a blue bird. So original. I mean, you could at least have changed the colour. Maybe blue's his favourite colour, I don't know. What? Who am I to judge? I can't even get a pal that doesn't blend and slag me off, you know? To all my listeners. So, we've got Blue Sky, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, and all of them you'll find is under the name Reboot Your Thoughts Podcast. I will be going live a lot more on TikTok, potentially Facebook and Instagram as well, but it just depends. Battery life and all that, you know, because when I go on all of them, I tend to try and go on all of them at the one time, rather than do one, then do another, then do another, because it just takes up too much time. So we'll do that. Yeah, if you want to come on season 2, let me know. You can also email rebootyourthoughtspodcast@gmail.com. If you have a business that you want to share and let us know about, or you've got something new coming, you might have a new gadget coming out, you might have a new song coming out, you might have a new book, whatever it may be, and you want to come on and talk about it, and you can tell us about your process and everything else, let us know, because it's nice to hear everybody's stories, good and bad. If you want any advice, write in. If you would like to book into the therapy business, I've got counselling, coaching, hot ear candling, Indian head massage, hot stone massage therapy and cupping massage therapy. Then you can either contact me through here or through my business page, which is Reboot Your Thoughts. No, it's not. That's what this is called. It's called the Reboot Sanctuary. And again, that's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X and Patreon. And that's not on Blue Sky yet because it was hard enough for me to figure out one, never mind trying to make 2 pages at the one time. But I think that's really all I've got to tell you this week. I'm not telling you any more stories about me this week because you've just had a right laugh at my expense for about the last 25 minutes. But I'm going to go for now. I don't even know anymore. I'm losing the will to live. Next week we will be talking about, I don't know, can't remember. Don't have my pad with me at the minute. I think what is next week? I think the next couple of weeks we're probably going to be talking about more things to do with the realities of Christmas. So obviously this week we're talking about scams. Next week we might talk about people that aren't in the same position as you. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll try just to open everybody's eyes a wee bit. Some people are in better positions, some people not so great, but listen, we're all different, we're all unique, we all have different lifestyles. Some are happier with what they've got, some aren't as happy with what they've got. Getting everybody into a happy place, isn't it? But if you've got any suggestions of anything you want me to talk about, then give me a shout. And if you're not already following the social media, then please follow. It would be much appreciated. if you would like to advertise on here and the social media pages, or if you would like to sponsor the podcast, then you can contact myself at rebootyourthoughtspodcast@gmail.com, and if you need my phone number to discuss it further, then we can arrange that. But for now, I am going to go and give my blonde brain a rest, figure out how I can become Inspector Gadget, and I will speak to you all next week. Take care, and I'll speak soon. Bye bye.